Good morning, beautiful family. It's that time again. It is Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock sharp. I am excited. It is the RFD Talk Show. Welcome to the RFD Talk Show. I am your host, Robin F. David, aka RFD. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. Hello, all of my amazing. Welcome to the RFD Talk Show live. First of all, we are live here at the mighty 147 Nashville's Heritage Radio Station. Thank you, listeners, followers, and viewers. I am super grateful this day because we are approaching the end of May. It is May the 30th, you all. And I am hoping that you had an amazing long weekend. All right. So let's talk about that fun weekend. We're going to have some fun. I have an amazing guest. I'm going to let her introduce herself so we can pronounce her name correctly. We're going to be talking about mental awareness today, you guys, because May has been a wonderful month. If some of you listeners follow me every month, I name my month. And May was Major Miracles in May. Major Miracles in May and May Flowers. It was, May has been a fruitful, fun month. We're at the end of May and we're approaching half of the year. So we're ending the spring. And so many great things happen in May. We have birthdays. We have graduations. I want to say that the prom wasn't, I think that's in April, but we had mental awareness. The things that happened in this month was Mother's Day. So we have had so many great things happening in May. We want to finish this month really focusing on our mental awareness, right? Because we definitely want to check in on ourselves and we want to check in on our family. So I'm grateful for this topic that we're going to have today. But before we go into our amazing guests, into our topics, I just want to share a little with you awesome listeners and followers. Thank you again. Please like, share, and comment for being here. We would appreciate that. So this weekend was amazing for me. I definitely am going to start there first. Before we thank my sponsors, I definitely want to just give God the praise this morning. I woke up like overjoyed because we had the opportunity this weekend. So some of us may be fans of Tina Turner, right? So Tina Turner, we know, rest her soul. And a lot of the television and radio shows already had the opportunity to honor her. But I have to honor her, first of all, today because I got to share with you, Tina Turner was one of my favorite celebrities, musician, artists. Somehow she just touched my life back when I was about 16 years old. It was one of my first full-time summer jobs. And I was super grateful to have my first full-time summer job, and I was going to get paid every 2 weeks, and I just felt grateful. And also what happens was I became like the manager. I was like the lead teenager who ran the office. I got to run the office and I worked at a pantry. So in the pantry, when you first come into the pantry, just to go back a little bit, how I felt so inspired by Tina since a teenager and just learning more about her. I actually, when I worked in the office, I used to put my little radio on. So when you come in the office, you had to sign the families would have to sign in. And then I would have my little radio playing. But at that time, Tina's one of her number one songs. Good morning, Trina. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Trina. Good morning. And so we at that time, we got a phone call. Okay. So at that time I was 16, very excited as I am today. First time summer job. It was just growing me up, right? And so Tina had What's Love Got to Do with It. And I played that song every day in my office. It was the best part of my day. I would turn it on, and at the same time, I didn't know what love got to do with it, but it was just like my morning song to start my office day off. And she just stayed in my spirit from there. And I started to be a big fan and started following her, learning more about her. One of my birthdays, my oldest daughter, there's a paid program. I forget which, I don't know if it's on cinema or HBO, but you can pay for this documentary about Tina Turner. So I've learned so much about her. I started to really, really, really like just absorb her in my spirit because I just love how she overcame so many obstacles, how she really, really understood her worth, even though her path was so amazing. And she, under all of that pressure of going through and being in the public eye, she rose above all of that. So she's inspired me to know that everything and anything is possible. But she also taught me that you deserve all good things, that your life deserves good things. And she also left a legacy for me to understand. Continue on your path. So some of us have paths and we just be like, why am I on this path? And for me, I felt like Tina taught me that it's okay to be you and it's okay to follow your path. And it might not be always easy to be comfortable being yourself, but she taught me that just do that. So I'm inspired. So my children, speed forward, my children, we had this weekend, we had our family reunion, and I am the grandchild of Pye Woods, which is my grandmother's father. And I found out a lot about him this weekend. I was able to go to my family reunion. My grandmother is, so on the way to my family reunion, we stopped at Tina Turner's. Let me slow down. We stopped at Tina Turner's museum, and I was able to go into the museum, find out more information about her, see some of the nice clothes that they have. The museum is her school. She had this little bitty school that Tina went to. It was a very little bitty school. I don't even know how they got in there. It was like a very small school that Tina went to in Brownsville. So on my road trip to my family reunion, we stopped in Brownsville. They were uh, honoring her. They also had a candlelight last Sunday, this Sunday passing. It was like at 7 p.m. I was there on Saturday, but they did do a memorial type of thing for her at the museum on Sunday evening. But people came out from the community and all around different areas. It was busy there. The customer service there was amazing. I had some roast corn. It was delicious. So, and my grandson, he found him an instrument, and he's been playing a little harmonica. I think it is where you blow, and it's a little small one. And he started playing that in the car. He got that at the museum, and we found out that he has a gift. He was playing his little instrument. I want to say it's harmonica, but the little small one is like, and you just blow into it. I may have the word wrong, but I may have the instrument's name wrong. But it was so nice having that happen to him and that a visit. And then also when I got down to grandma's house, I got to see all my family and friends that came, close family friends. So that was really like the best Memorial weekend and kicking off the end of spring, moving into summer. It was amazing watching everyone cook out, getting all the hugs. So I feel real full right now. And one thing I did learn about Tina too is she decided to leave out of the country and live there with her amazing husband who gave her a kidney when she was going through. How at the end of your life, in the beginning of your life, you had this experience with a husband, but the end of her life was her real marriage, is how she explained it to us. If you watch some of her documentaries, she'll talk about how, that was Ike was good to her to get her where she needed to get, but then there was that dark experience that she had with him. But then her last husband was able to give her a kidney and helped her live. So it was just so many things to remember from that. Then going to the family reunion. Let me just speed up. I'm trying to get to the guest soon right away. But what I am trying to quickly say was after sitting with grandma, and she's 94 95. My grandmother turned 95 in April, and she has two siblings. One of her siblings that is still alive is 96, which is my auntie Osi, and then my other uncle who's about 90, and he is Uncle Bob. So I am a piece of the pie, which is my great grandfather. His name is Pie, and so it was so beautiful, just reconnecting with family. We hadn't had a family reunion in 10 years, and some of us hadn't seen each other. Some of us hadn't even met in years. And I had the opportunity to go around and create name tags. It was uncomfortable because some of you know, y'all may know me as always chatty catty and always meeting people, but I actually pushed myself out of my comfort zone to do that. It's important for me to just say hello to people and create these healthy new relationships, because I understand the part of the pie. We all are a part of the pie, and we all need each other. So for me, it's just one of the things that I thank God that I have the gift of chatty, and I have the gift of reaching out to people. So I thank God He allowed me to be the person who did the name tags. I can remember a lot of names by doing the name tag. So if you ever go to a family reunion, I suggest you be on the name tag committee, and then you can learn your new family members and their names and how to pronunciate them better. So it was just so fun, y'all. So just because we don't have all day to talk about all my cousins' hugs and all. And but one other thing I have to say about my grandmother, she is amazing for 95. Her mind is better than mine. I mean, she remembers stuff that I didn't even remember. She told me a lot about my dad, which my dad is deceased. My father is out of 11 children. One of the first sons that my grandmother lost was my dad. And so she told me a lot about my dad, and we talked about him. But she also told me, beautiful people, beautiful family, friends. Guess what my grandmother does? She says, "Good morning, beautiful people." She comes on to the RFD Talk Show. So, Grandma, thank you for watching the RFD Talk Show. Thank you, Grandma, for allowing me to understand where it all started. It started with you. And one thing she told me is, because she had 11, 12 kids, in today's society, most people are only going to be having one and done or not having none at all. That's what the new American dream is, none or one and done. And so I feel very, very, very grateful, fruitful, thankful that I have many siblings and cousins all over the world, and we are making an impact in the world. And she said, it ain't many people having as many kids as I do, Rob. And I said, I know, Grandma. I stopped at 5, and I'm telling you right now, ain't many people having 5 children anymore in this world either. So thank you, Grandma, and I really appreciate you for being courageous enough to have 11, 12 children and allowing us to love on each other and support each other. So thank you, Grandma. So thank you, beautiful people, for watching. And I love my grandma for being one of my number one fans. It's 95 years old. Thank you, guys. So we want to thank my sponsors now that I rumbled on about my family reunion, the Tina Turner museum. It was just, I got a lot of pictures. So if you're a listener on the radio show, please follow me on Instagram or Facebook at RFD Talk, where you can see some of my family and friends there. Okay, so I got that all out. Okay, take my deep breath now, and we're going to thank my sponsors who are great support to the RFD Talk Show. Thank you for being a supporter. We want to shout out the Shave Me Down Body Butter. We appreciate you. And then we also want to thank Majestic Candles. Majestic Candles and then you also want to visit their website. You all go to Facebook for Shave Me Down, and then go to Majestic Candles and Company at livemajestic.com. Okay, so we got those great sponsors done. And let me click this off. All right, so now we did that quick as possible. So we are going to take 3 deep breaths, and we're going to be introducing our guests. Now that you have waited, thank you for being here, replay followers and present listeners and followers. Thank you. We're going to take our quick 3 deep breaths, and then we're going to, you want to do commercial now? Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. All right, my producer just gave me that commercial break. We'll be right back.
Plus and love to travel? Introducing the Senior Travel Discount Network, brought to you by Low Cost Airlines. Call us anytime, day or night, and save up to 75% on your airline and hotel reservations. We can help you save a ton of money to fly almost anywhere. We have inside discounts on over 500 airlines and 500,000 hotels worldwide. And when you call and mention the discount code 60+, we'll give you an extra free night with your qualified air and hotel reservation. Now you can get the best prices on air and hotel reservations with your phone. We make it easy and fast for you to save money and book a trip. Remember, call the Senior Travel Discount Network, mention the discount code 60+ for your free hotel night with your qualified reservation. Call now.
210-503-9283. 210-503-9283. 210-503-9283. That's 210-503-9283. Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you. And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required. Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary. 800-221-2261. 800-221-2261. 800-221-2261. That's 800-221-2261.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to RFD Talk. Good morning, LaQuinta. Hello, beautiful LaQuinta. Let me tell you, girl, it was so good to see you at the family reunion. Thank you for showing up on the show today. Good morning. So we're going to take a quick, deep breath because you know we got to just breathe in and breathe out. We're going to do that because we're going to get centered, because we're going to find out the importance of mental awareness. It's important. So this is time to like, share, and tell your friends to tune in. We're going to be talking about mental awareness today. Thank you for being here, cousin. I appreciate you. It was so good seeing you at the family reunion. Okay, now let's breathe in. And when you breathe in, you want to breathe in the things that you need in the day. You want to set your intentions for today. This is a good time to set your intentions. I always think it's important to set those intentions. And you're going to also let go today what you don't need to carry the rest of this day. It's a terrific Tuesday. It's beautiful out. It's springtime. So let's breathe in together. Go in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, beautiful people. Now, because time is of essence, and it is so precious time is, we want to get right down to this amazing guest who has been on time waiting for me and brought us another little mini version of her greatness. Welcome to the show, beautiful queen, our mental our therapist and consultant. I am well, right?
I am well consulting.
Yes. We are so glad to have you today. Thank you for being patient with me while I had to share a little bit about the weekend. How was your weekend?
My weekend was wonderful as well. Like you said, a Memorial Day weekend is unofficially the beginning of the summer, so it's people gathering, getting outside and enjoying each other, the time together with family, with community. And so yeah, we did a little bit of all of that. So yes, I was happy to hear that you enjoyed your weekend as well.
Great. What's one of your favorite foods that you eat on, since this is the season for eating good things and healthy stuff? What's one of your favorite things that you had on your Memorial weekend that you ate?
So let's see. Probably my favorite thing that I ate this weekend was key lime pie. A cousin made some key lime pie, and it was good. But I also like during this season of cooking out grilled vegetables, and so they are so good on the grill. And so like a vegetable kebab. So I would say that I look forward to that in the summer.
Great. So we jumped right into our topic, asking you questions, but I definitely want to reintroduce you. Tell everyone your name. I just don't want to mess that beautiful name up. And then I want you to tell everyone a little bit about who you are.
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Maryam Abdallah, and as Robin said, I am the CEO and founder of I Am Well Consulting. And so I'm a mental health therapist as well as a mental health consultant. As a therapist, I see individuals, couples, and families. As a consultant, I work with primarily with workplaces, employers, organizations, nonprofits, faith-based institutions that want to create a culture of safety and wellness within their workplace. And so providing for their employees so that they can be productive, so that they can show up as their authentic selves at work. And so I do training, strategic planning, crisis debriefings within the workplace. So that's a little bit about me, as well as I love doing things like this. So sharing with the community, going out and giving education and awareness so that people have the resources and access to mental health services.
Well, thank you. You do a lot of great. That is awesome, because we need those, especially at work, in the workplace. I feel like because so many different things are happening in our lives outside of work, and then when we come to work to show up at work, it's important that we know how to handle mental awareness. So tell us exactly, what does that mean to you for the month of May being mental awareness? Where would we really understand how do we understand what that means?
Yeah. And so one thing one theme that is trending this mental health awareness month is look around, look within. So looking around means look around your immediate space. So who is in your immediate circle? That could be family, that could be friends, that could be coworkers, and then look around your community. And so who are you connected to? If it's a faith-based institution, if it's a social group, then looking even further out. So taking your circle further. What is society? What do you have going on in your professional spaces, in your spiritual spaces? And so really starting to take a look at around you. So we are affected by our environments heavily. And so we want to make sure that our environments are well and healthy and not toxic. And so then looking within, we know is super important. That's the most important thing, to check in, as you just did so beautifully this morning, checking in, taking in some breaths. How does my body feel? How does my mind feel today, this morning? So that I don't go throughout the whole day and say, oh, what's going on with my back or my neck? Or at the end of the day, oh, I don't feel that great. You didn't feel that great when you woke up. You just didn't slow down to check in on yourself. And so taking a scan of your environment, who you have in your life, who you have connections with, as well as yourself. That's the number one thing around mental wellness. It's just like physically, if something is hurting or something feels off, you go to the doctor. So mentally, we have to be checking in to say, is something off? Do I not feel like my normal self? Am I not showing up in my normal circles, in the community, with family? And if not, then is it something that I can work on? Like, is this something that I can say, oh, I need to get up and go visit or talk with a friend or have some human connection, a sense of belonging? Or is this deeper than that? Like, I tried that and I still feel not myself. So then I reach out to a mental health professional. I need to talk through what's going on, how this is showing up. It's not my normal functioning. And so I want to address that. Again, just as much as we would a doctor. We wouldn't go around limping for months without saying, oh, I need to go to the doctor to address this. So we don't want to go around not feeling like ourselves mentally and not do anything about it. So.
Oh, I love that. I love what you stated there. Because of this weekend going around to my family, I was thinking about that. Sometimes people feel like I shouldn't go, or they have these fears. We went through a lot in 2020, and after that experience for myself, I realized some people still are struggling with the around them environment, like how to really interact. I've noticed that sometimes I feel like people are still trying to figure that practice out. Like, how do I reconnect with my family if I haven't talked to them in 2 or 3 years, or haven't seen them in a long time, or the friend that I haven't talked to. So I think that's important. That I love the way you made that that picture of checking that around you and see your if you're going to church, or if you're not, or if faith based, however you choose, faith based. It doesn't have to be going to a church. I want everyone to know that you still need to have healthy friendship groups, right? Like that you go and hang out. So if you found that you were struggling, how would we reach a therapist like yourself, or what direction would you tell a person if they felt like they were struggling? What would be the first thing that they should do?
So the first thing I would recommend is reaching out for mental health professional help or support. The major, probably number one source that people go to find a therapist is called Psychology Today. And so psychologytoday.com is a wonderful space. You just type in your area, you can put in your zip code, you can put in just Nashville, or you can put in Tennessee, because virtual therapists are available. Okay. Or if you're looking for someone in particular, if you prefer a female therapist, if you prefer a male therapist, if you prefer a Black therapist, whatever that looks like, you can put those preferences in. Okay. And so then therapists who fit that, that preference will come up. And so then you have a choice to click in, see if that's someone that may be a good fit, reach out to them. Most therapists, I definitely do 15-minute consultations, and they're free. It's just to see if we're a good fit. Like, is this something that is for you? Is this something that maybe works for the both of us? Or can I refer you to someone else that has a better expertise maybe in this? Or maybe you just need some support in a different area, and I can send you in that direction. Okay. And so therapists definitely, I would say the majority are good about having a consultation just to make sure it's a good fit. And if not, giving you some other options.
That's awesome. I think it's very important today. I feel like that's a great way of connecting with someone. When I felt like I was going through some things in my life back in the past, I didn't know anything about therapists. Right. So for me, I think now I'm so grateful that the option is more talked about, because I feel like I would have reached out for a therapist if I had a website like that, like maybe 10, 20 years ago when I was in so much of a fog. It would have been really good to redeem myself in those places where I felt depressed, where I was disconnected. So I think that's a great way. And choosing that person, you get to choose whether it's a male or however they're Christian based or non-Christian based or whatever type of belief that you may have. I love that. That's great. And also, if you're watching, you can also email you, and I got your email for the YouTube and Facebook followers. You see her information will go across the screen. But if you like the radio listeners to hear, how do they get in contact with you?
Yes, absolutely. So if you would like to contact me, my email is iamwellconsulting@gmail.com. My website, if you want to just check it out and see if it's of interest, is iamwellconsulting.com. Or you can even give me a call or text at 615-543-6589. And again, we can do a consultation. And I believe in getting everybody the help that they need. And so if I'm not available, because a lot of people are, seeking support in this time, then I can refer you to someone else that meets your needs.
You just said something that made me allude to this question. The time of the year. Something inside of me says that this time of the year, we're going into the summertime. Do we notice more mental challenges with people when the weather gets warm?
So I would say historically, research has shown that people's mental wellness kind of takes a dip when it goes into the fall, winter seasons, and it is directly correlated to sunlight and daylight hours. And so because sunlight it gives us a boost of endorphins, and it really brightens us up. And so in the winter months, that's not as available, and so it kind of makes us feel a little lower. Summer actually brings us, encourages us, gives us a high. That's why people are more out and about and social, and just more encouraged in the summer months. But then it takes a dip as we go into fall, winter.
I have to definitely say that I believe the sun does. It's a miracle to have a sun, right? Because me and the sun have had this relationship. 4 months ago, I went over to Mexico, Playa del, and I woke up every morning with the sun. And what I'm getting to is I realized the vitamin D does help. Because again, I felt like in my past experience, I've dealt with feeling like in those months of winter and we're isolated more. I felt like I struggled some in those months, but when I get my sun in the winter months, I have now declared it. I've prayed about every winter I need to escape to the sun for a little bit, because I'm not escaping, but I'm actually just filling myself up with what I need. So I felt like the winter vacation is good for me every year. So thank you for bringing that to my attention, because I actually in 2020 my son sent for me to come to Florida in 2020, and that's when everybody was like, "Why are you going to the beach in the winter?" I mean, going through this, but when I got back again, the sun has been speaking to me out for the last few years about how important it does help us feel better. It does. Okay, so good.
Absolutely. And to add to that, so in the winter months, if you can't make it to a beach or you can't make it to warmer weather, many companies sell sun lamps, and that's what the sun lamps are for. And so you sit in, particularly in the bathroom when you're getting ready, so they want you to look into the lamp, the light, absorb it for a certain amount of time, and that helps because it truly is the effect of the light, like you said.
I did not know about sunlight. Now I know about the sunlight. I have to invest in research more about that. But again, like I said, I've already decided since 2020 that I have to not escape, because I'm not escaping anything, but I have to fill my cup up and my cup up with vitamin D. At first I didn't think it made any sense when I was told that I was vitamin D
Deficient.
But then I realized as time went on that it really is important. So tell us some more about this month and how people can prepare to stay more aware of their mental wellness. Well, that's what you tell our listeners that they could use in this whole awareness of mental. What else is the other steps that you would like to share?
Yeah. So one thing that I think has been important to me, and I feel like our society has not done a good job of talking about or really enforcing, or not even enforcing, encouraging, is rest. So along with being busy, booked and busy, we got a lot on our plate, our calendars are full, our summer months are full, we have event after event, hanging with family, hanging with friends, all these things. But we have to remember to slow down and rest too. So finding time every day, really finding time, and not just physical rest. Sleep is great, absolutely. We should be getting 7 to 8 hours as adults if we want to function better. But then there's just emotional rest. So that's taking time to do nothing. So find something mindless to do. If you're laying on the beach, you're looking up at the clouds, cloud watching, daydreaming, dazing. Sometimes when we were younger, they say stop daydreaming. But no, find time to daydream. Just do mindless things that doesn't have your brain moving, going, worrying, anxiety, going through this cycle and can't get out of it. Do nothing. Let's do nothing, brain. Let's sit, let's chill, let's listen to some music, let's twiddle our toes and fingers, let's play some mindless game, let's color, let's paint. Do something that doesn't require a lot of thought, from your brain. So that's emotional rest. And then I would say, even finding time to socially rest. So it's great to be around people. It's great to be engaged. We as humans want to be connected. We do want to belong. That is good. But then also learning to just be with yourself. And so learning to take a step back from the social scene or just being engaged all the time to take a check-in on yourself. How does this make you feel? Because some people are going with others and it's draining them. Mm-hmm. And so they haven't really assessed, oh, my social battery is like low or depleted. You have to take a step back before it gets depleted to say, okay, I can go out this night and hang out with some friends and then I'm good for the rest of the week. I need the rest of the time I'm back to myself or whatever that looks like. And so really being intentional about taking some rest socially. And then creatively, as an artist, as entrepreneurs, as whoever you are, a professional, a parent, a child, taking a creative rest so that your brain can, learn and study and grow and show up at work and be able to produce when it needs to. And when it doesn't, that's saying, let me take a break so that I can come back and write that book, so that I can come back and produce that next project, so that I can come back and show up and be a good team player on my, at my job. But if you're not taking any type of creative rest to allow that space, then your brain is like, I'm tired. I can't keep doing project after project, show after show, meeting after meeting, being a parent day after day. Take some time to step back, and then you can come back. Oh, let me take my child out for a play date. Let us go to the playground because you got some fresh ideas, you got fresh energy, you're able to be more creative. And so that's what I would say in this spiritually, really taking a rest, and that is more understanding. So the rest spiritually is about your inner, your soul, because that's what our spirit is more about, our inner selves. Mm-hmm. And so really, do I have a faith-based community? Am I connected in any way? Am I connected to just something bigger than me? Whether it's a rock or God or Buddha or Allah, it doesn't matter. Just finding something that's bigger than you and cultivating that relationship. And so just being with that whatever is bigger than you, saying, I am here, I need rest, let me just be in connect with you, this higher being, this higher power. And so I think that is something to take from Mental Health Awareness Month, and checking in on ourselves, but then resting. Like, it does no good to say, oh, I got this going on and I need to do this, and then you keep going.
I love that. I think that is very important, because I think sometimes you mentioned a few things I want to just go over again, because it was like the book and busy thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to have this book and busy. I don't use the word busy or because it's just too much for my brain anymore to think of I'm busy, because it's like you said, it just keeps it going. And because I am a creative, and I am co-creating, but creative, I think that's important for my brain to rest sometimes. I be like, look, like some things I just can't make it to because I need to fill myself up and say no. I learned that a long time ago for myself. Some things, it's just you have to say not this time. And in the summertime, that's important because you'll get a lot of events on the same day. It seemed like this in June the 24th, I got invited to like 3 things on June the 24th. But I had to choose which one did I need to be at, even do I need to go, right? So it's just like you said, I love that having that evaluation with yourself. I think is very key to mental awareness. I think it's very key to that, because we could get burnt out and really tired and drained of trying to show up to all the book and busy things. So I use the word fruitful.
Yeah,
I have a fruitful schedule, and really not. And then if the fruit is not, that fruit don't need to be, I just cut it, prune it, and then I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad it was
making room for something else.
Yeah, because I'm like, I got to take it off my plate. It's just not assigned to me. So that's a great tip. And then also you mentioned another word I've been having to share with our listeners. I choose a word every week, and the word for this week that came to my spirit was intention and being intentional. You had said something about that when you were talking about how sometimes set yourself an intention to just daydream, right, or rest or emotional work. You said something about intention,
mindless, being mindless.
And I like that word because it means to me, it's like when you start being intention about all the areas in your life, what you eat, it kind of actually helps you feel more aligned with purpose and feel more mentally balanced a little bit. So I think intentions for your summer, like you said, and how you want to plan your outings and what you're eating is important, and making sure you're connected to something higher than yourself, being all intentional for your own well-being, so, or your own greatness. So I like that. So what does intention mean for you? What does that what that word, when I say intentional, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, intentional for me means being purposeful. So being purposeful in whatever you do. And that is in the mornings when I wake up, I'm going to be intentional about sitting for a second and thanking my higher power that I woke up, that I'm here, that I made it through the night, taking in some breaths, and then starting, getting up, moving throughout my day. And then I'm going to be intentional about stretching my body. Because the older I get, it needs to be stretched. Really, everybody needs to stretch, but definitely stretching and being focusing on where I know I hold tension, where I know I hold stress in my shoulders, in my neck. So being intentional about, moving that, early in the morning so that I'm not, 4 hours in with a client and I have to get up because I had too much tension because I didn't address it early on. So being intentional about having a water bottle, at my workstation so that I'm drinking water throughout the day. Being intentional about taking a lunch break so that I can eat and not work through or skip lunch. Being intentional about the end of the day to say I'm going to release all that I've taken in from my clients throughout the day so that I can be with my family, so that I can shift into mother mode, into spouse mode, into, family mode. And so it is being purposeful about how you want to show up in this world. And whether that's at home, at work, with friends, with family, out with strangers, how you want to show up at Walmart. Do you smile? Do you greet people? Or are you just rushing to the next thing? So intention says, let me slow down. I am here with you in this moment. And this is good. I'm not worried about 4 hours later. I'll get to the 4 hours and then I'll try to be intentional and sit in that space. So that's what intention means to me.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with our listeners. So remember, what does that mean for you? If you want to call in today, if you have any questions, if you want to leave your comments in the thread, please feel free to comment. Dial in if you like at 615-227-1470. If you have any questions for our therapist or consultant that's here with us presently, please feel free to call in. We would love that. And if you'd like to leave any questions, we will definitely answer those questions. We'll get back to those. And we are grateful that you took time in your day to come out and listen to Month of Mental Awareness, which is so important to being the best version of yourself. I thank you for letting us know that. And also, one of the things we always ask on the RFD Talk Show, what are some of your wins for this week? Did anybody want to call in and share your wins? And we also want to ask you, what were some of your small wins for this week or last week?
For last week. Let's see, small wins. So I would say one of my biggest wins, which I hope for every week, is that I have a smooth week. My schedule is aligned. I have breaks. I'm not back to back and rushing. And so I feel like last week that went well. And then I would say the win was just the weekend, being able to not be overly stimulated, but still being able to show up, enjoy friends. We were able to have church outside in the garden, mess with my sinuses, but it was still beautiful to be able to connect with nature, to have family cookouts, and we took our daughter to see the the Little Mermaid. So we, the first Black mermaid.
Mhm.
That was awesome. I believe in representation for our daughter, and so those were some of the wins. I would say just being able. I love when I can just be again, and I don't have all these things where I feel like I'm rushing to the next thing, rushing to the next thing, because then that takes away the joy. For me, that takes away some of the joy in just living. And so when I can have a good week, the smooth, feels good and calm, then that's a win.
Awesome, awesome. And we have beautiful Olivia's here with us. She's so quiet in the studio, guys. You might not hear her. She's such a doll baby sitting back here. Hello. Hi there. We won't be long. We'll get mommy off in just a minute, okay? She is so pretty, y'all. So let me ask again. What things are you struggling with, beautiful people? Because we have a great therapist right in the house here live at the Mighty 147 RFD Talk Show. And we're excited that we're learning how to be intentional, how to check our circle environment. The few things she said, you want to write those down and make sure that you're practicing those. I think these are something that you have to practice, right?
Absolutely.
And sometimes you might not get them all right, but still need to practice.
Practice them. Start a habit. So the biggest thing is about starting habits. So we'll do something a couple of days and then we'll get frustrated if we don't do it the way we set ourselves up to do it, and so we'll give up. A habit, 21 days. Really, you have to be doing it consistently. And it's okay if you miss a day, get back on. If you miss 3 days, still get back on. You just have to continue putting one foot in front of the other, taking small steps, and thinking about your goals in small steps, I think is important. Sometimes we have these grand ideas, and they're great, but then say, okay, take a step back. How can I do it in small chunks, small doses, so that I don't get overwhelmed? It really, like I said, our society, and especially in the Black and brown communities, we have been pushed to be strong and hold all these things and be able to move and have all these pots in the fire. But I think Michelle Obama just said it recently in her new tour, "The Light I Carry" or "The Light You Carry." She said, absolutely, we can have it all and we can do it all, but with one thing at a time, one moment at a time.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I'm so glad you went back to that, because we can't have everything. I agree with you. And I believe it's just like that, one small step at a time. I like that. And then I also like how you said breaking it down, but I also like how you said being in the moment. You have mentioned that a couple of times in this conversation, kept residing with me, because it is important to learn to be in the moment, because that's where you able to just have it all. That's how you have it all. Yes. Like being in the moment is having it all, and that's what I like to practice the most with, is being in the moment, right? Because instead of thinking about all the other stuff ahead of today, right now is important. And I like what she said, like really, yes, you can have it all, but just one step at a time. And doing one thing. Let's go back to that, because I find that sometimes we do that. Like you said, we got this whole taboo of we're strong, and I don't use that for me. I took that out of my vocabulary. I am not a strong Black woman. I'm not. And
you're capable.
I'm a capable Black woman.
Yes, choose what you
I choose what I like. That's a sacred balance woman. That's what I talk about, being a sacred balance woman, is not being so saying yes to everything, and not doing so many things at one time. Sometimes when people come to me, if it doesn't fit my mission in life, then I just say no. Thank you for thinking of me, but no, thank you at the same time, because I got this project. I have a fruitful plate. And sometimes I really just want to complete what's on my plate, right? Not adding any other thing. So it's okay to say no, you guys, and make yourself present and in the moment. And that's interesting that you said something about her, because I have a poem on here that I kept in my thread about Michelle Obama. So I'm just running across there. You guys can enjoy that. So today is the end of May, and May has been a fun month of a whole lot of great things. Mother's Day, we had all those graduation, and now we're really needing to horn in on what is important, and that's our mental, because all those things affects our mental, like the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Those things affect us because you get emotional. For your kids are either growing on to the next year or not. These are emotional times for us. So I think it's important that we really take heed to the things that you're sharing with us. And any other things would you like to share with us? We have about 5 more minutes. What else would you love for our listeners to know? And we'll again ask you how to contact you. But again, what are the things that you say will be very important for mental awareness this month?
Mm-hmm. And so I would say, number one, another theme for mental health awareness, I think it's from the National Association of Mental Health, but is to that you are more than enough. So that's the theme. If that's just it, you are more than enough. And so it says that everybody, that's everybody, black, white, Christian, Muslim, LGBTQ, trans, whatever, everybody, our babies, our kids, our young adults, our millennials, everybody is more than enough. So just as you are sitting in whatever space you're sitting in today, you are more than enough. So if you got up this morning, or you plan to get up this morning, that's enough.
That is, that right there just resonates with my heart, because I actually have been, I do mantras for myself, and that's affirmations for those who don't know what mantras are. It's just affirmations. And one of my favorite ones recently that I've been laying my hand on my heart, and I say to myself every day, I am enough.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to understand that, guys. I am enough, right where I am. And the gratitude for me, thank you for bringing that up, because gratitude for me is, if the higher power or God, whatever name you use in that place, doesn't bless me anymore today, I am grateful. I'm thankful, because I am enough right now today. It's not that I have to wait to be on, of course I have a dream to be syndicated nationally, like and share.
But it can be both things.
Right.
I'm good right here, and I want to progress.
But just knowing that right now, that's what people got to practice, no matter where you are. That's what I want to bring home, is that no matter whether you made it to your big house yet, whether you lost the 10 pounds yet, or, that kind of stuff. Like we said, well, when I get 10 pounds off, I'll be enough. Or when I, marry or be with or have, I'll be enough. But you know what? In the last couple of weeks, God has been saying to me, I am enough, and you are enough just where you are. And we really appreciate you for coming and allowing us to understand that we are enough, right where we are. Thank you. So tell us again how all the listeners can follow you and connect with you, and where would you like them to follow you and connect with you at?
Yeah, so I'm on all major social media platforms as I Am Well Consulting. So on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, I like to share tips around mental health awareness, resources around mental health awareness, and also you can contact me if you are seeking a therapist, or if you're looking for a mental health consultant for your business or your agency or your institution, at iamwell consulting.com. That's my website. And you can email me at iamwell at gmail.com, or again, lastly, you can call me at 615-543-6589. I would love to chat with you to see again if we're a good fit for what you're looking for, and if not, I will definitely get you with someone that I feel is a better fit and can help you in your mental health journey.
So, thank you so much. I am so honored to have you here again. She has been one of the great guests who supported me in the beginning of this experience, being here at the mighty WVOL, the Heritage Radio Station, which you are a native of Nashville, right?
No, I'm a native of West Tennessee.
Oh, West Tennessee. Okay, well, we are native of West Tennessee. Well, we are all happy that you came today. Thank you so very much. I am, again, elated and that we got to spend this time with you. And I'm messing up over here, Mr. H. I didn't mess my mic up. But I am very excited that you tuned in today. Please like and share if you know anyone who could use and for more information on their mental awareness, please like and share and tell your friends about the RFD Talk Show. Every Tuesday morning, we're here with amazing guests as we are closing this month out, learning more about what's very important to most of us, that we need to pay attention to our own mental awareness. Thank you again, Olivia. Thank you for being patient in the green room waiting on mommy. I am happy that you were able to come as well. Also, remember, I am Robin F. David, inspiring you to embrace, love, and nurture yourself, beautiful people. And nurture yourself as you do in others. I always want to change that for some reason, but in others. So nurture yourself in others is what I like to say. And also remember that you can also follow me on RFD Talk on Instagram, RFD Talk on Facebook, and RFD Talk on YouTube. Thank you, all of my followers. And also remember that you can purchase books from me. I have a couple books. If you are looking, now she's a therapist. So therapists help you get down to the root of what the cause of what's going on with you. I myself, as a certified life coach, I'm here to be an accountability partner with you. If you have goals in life and you would like someone to support you with goals, so just so we can be clear on that, I'll help you with your goals. I'm your soundboard. And if you need a holistic life coach, what I like to do is we will have an exploratory conversation, and that's 15-minute exploratory conversation, and we'll talk about your goals and we'll tailor it to your goals, but we want to look at the whole you. So when you contact RFD, we're going to talk about the whole you and how we can have you create a sacred, balanced life. I am delighted again to have my guests here at the radio station. It's always nice when the guests come in. So thank you again. It feels really good. I hope that this year be a great year for you in your company, in your business. And you definitely want to follow her, y'all, on Instagram, because she leaves the best tips. I follow her and I get the tips all the time. I want to make sure I tell the listeners that if you don't plug in, you're missing some great, mental health tips. It is a journey, you all. It's a journey. So be gentle with yourself. Love is kind, love is gentle. And I'm sending you love and light as we sign off RFD Talk. Loving you all around. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And you are enough. Have a blessed day, beautiful people.